Hello, Alex. So let's take a gander. Obviously, I can't look at your account, but here's kind of what I mean by after a week, like this is really where you can start learning and making adjustments to Google Ads. So to your point, like SEO, search engine optimization, they relate, they overlap, but it is different. So I usually like to do last 30 days as my view. And you want to set up some columns, right? They're all different. Some are going to have this little metric thing where you can move, remove, and replace. Some are going to have them with a little drop down. So it just depends on which design they give you. So, like, let's say 7 days passed, right? So next week on Tuesday, you'll be able to say, okay, how much money was spent? How many clicks? What's the average cost per click? What are the impressions? What are the conversions? I will say with conversions, good thing you set them up, test them up, but I would make sure they're imported. So whether you use the tag manager or Google Analytics, it has to be in here. So like I would make sure that you have the generate lead, which again, depending on how you set it up, I do it through Google Analytics manually, which is not the most fancy way, but that's just how I've been going about it. So for example, for this is an auto detailer, which you're gonna obviously get more. You're gonna get more from you're not gonna get as many mortgages as you're gonna get detailing, right? So in under key events, this is where I add them, generate lead and phone number clicks, and then you just import them right to the Google Ads. So generate leads, they have a 17, and phone number clicks right here. So I like to organize them. So like the call from ad also make sure to actually create this one. So the call extension, it won't be here. You have to make it phone call from ad using call extension, and then just call from ad and remove it. You can change this 60 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you'd like. So for sure have that on there. When it comes to here, I like to view it like this. So the campaigns, right? These are our 3 campaigns, but like if I wanted to look at I guess I didn't even see, like, was it maximize clicks? Was it maximize conversion? What was it? Also, setting wise, make sure it's like this, because this will kind of get you not in trouble, but you can put account defaults. So if you have them right, you should be good. But if you want to do campaign specific, you can say, hey, I only want phone calls and requests. Because for example, if you're accidentally if you're accidentally converting for like get directions or view landing page, then it's gonna do the wrong thing. So depending on that, I typically like to start with website traffic, but you could do leads. Enabled. Take off search partners and Google Display Network. That is not going to be good, because that's like outside of the Google search engine. Your location, so like you can always do advanced search. Make sure it looks good, right? You're covering the right areas, and then also make sure to do presence in. So people who are actually in the area that are looking there, and they're not like somebody just doing research. You can do English and Spanish if that's something, if it's some, or whatever language you want to put, if it's something that, people are in the area looking at that. But the budget is the budget. Again, I prefer to start with maximize clicks as you get conversions. Maybe then you switch to maximize conversions, maybe. But that's as far as I would take it. And that's what I would say for the settings. Again, like I said, I typically keep it pretty general. So, and then one thing to know about our specific situation here is, even though we send traffic to the website, they can still schedule online. So anybody that books through here isn't, that doesn't count on here. And so here, if, so just generic numbers, right? So first, how many clicks are you getting? How many impressions are you getting? Those are just going to be what they are. Click-through rate, as long as it's between 4 and 8%, I consider that good. If it's over 8, that's even good, better. If it's under 4%, that means your headlines aren't the best. They need to be doing something. Hopefully your average cost per click is reasonable, but it just depends. Search impression share, that's how many impressions you got in your area for the keywords you want. Click share is how many clicks you got for the keywords you want in the area. So the higher this number is, the more competitive you are. So like if this says 50%, that means you're dominating your area. 50% of all the keywords that you want to appear for, you're getting them. If it's at, it would never be 100, but so this is pretty competitive in the area. We'll not look at this. Phone calls are kind of hard. Like, I think if like it doesn't hit that 60-second mark, it doesn't count as a conversion, and if it does, it does. I've never had a clear answer on that. And then finally, the magical, right, if you get everything right, is how many conversions and what's your cost per conversion. So for this particular account, it's $14, $44, $145 for these specific campaigns. Okay, so from there, of course, you got your ad groups. When I'm doing all the different campaigns, and I literally do one campaign just because they're responsive ads. So just some friendly reminders. Fill it all out. Like, you know, if it's going to a specific page like you are, do that. Holy smokes. So as you can see, we got to fill it all out. You know, it doesn't take too much to come up with stuff. And a lot of this stuff is automated. See, the descriptions, add images if you can, add the business name if you can, site links if you can. Actually, not site links because they'll take them outside. Make sure to add the call. One thing that's super important. Add structured links, add call outs. Just add everything because the more you add it, the better it's going to be. I'm sorry. Yes, so fill everything out. And then ad schedule, you know, you could put 24 hours, but you could also do like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. because sometimes people are weirdos. Like, why would people be looking up at 2 a.m.? And then the search terms. So, like, once you start getting data, as long as the search terms look good, you overall have a good account, at least traffic-wise. If the search terms are all crazy, like, you know, how do I start a mortgage business? What is a mortgage? How to get a cheap mortgage for zero down. You know, once you start seeing stuff, then you have to start adding negative keywords. So the way you would do that is you would search keywords, negative keywords. And here's the big thing. When you add a negative keyword, first of all, you have to add it to the appropriate campaign. You have different ad groups. Just add it to the campaign because it'll apply to all. These fools are tricky because if you try to add, if you try to add, it's funny, I have so much work to do. I'm literally drowning and I enjoy doing this stuff. So like if I hit this and I add it as a negative keyword, they add these brackets. And what that brackets means, it's an exact match campaign, meaning that it has to specifically be that, which is not good. You want to remove it. You want to make it a broad match negative keyword. So I would just take note of it, add it as a negative keyword as an exact match, and then go here, and add them as a non-phrase match, non-broad match, just a regular, because that way it'll get the variations of it. Gotta be careful with it, but that's what I mean. Anyways, hope this helps. Let me know if you have more questions later.